Hello, I am going to be going over the CRAAP test rubric and explain a little bit about how we are going to be evaluating our sources for the assignment that you have called the online research log. And so basically for this assignment, you are going to be researching. You're going to be looking up different sources, either through databases in the library or Google search, right? You could do that as well. The problem, though, that we come up against when we are doing a Google search is that we might get information or sources or articles that are biased or that provide misinformation on topics. So the CRAAP test rubric is a way that was developed to help us to evaluate a source and consider how credible or reliable it is. Okay. So first and foremost, the CRAAP test rubric is an acronym. I know it sounds funny, but the CRAAP test rubric is for currency. It measures currency, it measures relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose or point of view. And so you can see that on this test here, or this rubric here, you have the criteria listed with an explanation of it, of what each criteria is, and then some questions that you could ask that would help you to evaluate, and then a point system, okay, with some more information in those boxes as well. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at a source that I chose at random, as if I was doing my own research right now, and I am going to read through it or skim read through it along with you, and we're going to give it some scores here on the CRAAP test rubric. So this article is called "What is Climate Change?" It is put out by the United Nations. There's a bunch of visuals that help to enhance the information. Well, let's go ahead and get into the CRAAP test rubric, and we will figure out how this article actually measures. So the first criteria is currency, and this is when the publication was published or when the article was published. So the evaluation techniques here say, when was the information published or posted? Has the information been revised or updated? Is the information current or out of date? Are the links functional? Okay, so we're going to look at this here, and for 0 points, there's no indication of the site when the site was created, and for 3 points, it was created or updated less than 2 years ago, and sources referenced are current. So usually on an article, the date is somewhere at the top next to an author, but this is put out by the UN, so there is no author on it. I'm going to scroll down a little bit to see if there is any date listed here, and it does not look like it. There's no date from what I could see, which means that there is no date given. Now it asks, are the links functional? And so we could look at some of those. Oops. And they are functioning. I'm going to do a right click instead. Yes, it looks like they're functioning. So, but it's still, there's no indication of when the site was created. So we're probably going to give that a 0. Now, when we're looking at relevance, the questions are, does the information relate to your topic or answer your question? Who is the intended audience? Is the information at the appropriate level? So, is this relating to my topic? So if I'm going to talk about climate change, then perhaps it is, right? Perhaps this is relating to my topic. It's really going to be, this point of criteria is going to be really based individually on whatever your topic is. So 0 points is the information doesn't relate to the questions or topic. And then 3 points is audience is accurate, information is on topic, and your questions are addressed. So I'm going to say that perhaps this is in line with what I am going to want to research for my topic on climate change. So I will give it a 3 here. Next, we look at authority, which is the source of the information. Who is the author, publisher, or sponsor? Are the author's credentials or organization's affiliations given? What are the author's qualifications to write this topic? So 0 points if the author is unnamed, no credentials. Content indicates author is no expert. Or 3 points for credentials are given, professional, organization, or association sponsored homepage. And so that's what this is actually. It is a professional organization that we all know of. It doesn't really go in line with any of the middle 2 here. So we are going to give it a 3 here for the authority. Accuracy is going to test for the reliability, truthfulness, correctness of the content. And so here are the questions. Where does the information come from? Is the information supported by evidence? Has the information been reviewed or refereed? Does the language tone seem biased or free of emotion? Okay, so let's look at 0 points here for no citations, language is biased, grammar and spelling errors are rampant. And then 3 points for information is accurately cited, no errors, language is informational and not biased. And so skim reading through this, we can see that it's pretty informative language. While it does not have a citation page at the end, there are links that we just looked at, right? That they're accurate links that show, I think I already did that one, yeah, that show who or where they're getting the information from, okay? And so and those links are throughout. So I would say that it is accurately cited because they're backing up what they're saying with information, where they got the information. So I put a 3 there as well. And then we're going to look at, lastly, the purpose and point of view. What is the purpose of the information? Do the authors or sponsors make their intentions or purpose clear? Is the information fact or opinion? And so 0 points would go to whether the purpose is personal, if there's too much advertising or it's distracted by advertising. And you would see on the page, like ads on here, but there's none. There are no ads here. The purpose is to support scholarly research with factual information, balance coverage. And it seems like that is what they're doing. It seems like they are just providing information about climate change, and it's just factual information, and it's backed up with source support, so it's not really opinion because those sources are statistical. So I would probably give this a 3 as well. So if we add these all together, we have 0 for currency and 3 for each one of the following areas. That would make 12 points. So for a score of 12 points, it seems to be in line with this area here. 12 to 15 points, it's an excellent source for research, okay? If it was below 12 points, 8 to 11 points, maybe it's a good source for research, but you should confirm with other sources, right? Don't just use this source on its own. If it lies in the 4 to 7 point area, you do not want to cite this as a reference for your research paper. You probably want to look at something else. And then 0 to 3 points are highly questionable source. So once you have completed your evaluation on this, you're going to write down that score on your online research log assignment, and you'll be able to fill that up, make sure that you're doing a CRAAP test rating on each source, and yeah, hopefully at the end of the online research log assignment, you'll have to complete 8 research sources, and out of those 8, you'd be able to find at least half of what you need for the research for your essay.